Hello everyone, welcome to the LTB Show. My name is Oluwa Gbemisola and I remain your host. Welcome to the second episode of the first season of the LTB Show. And just like I would always love to give you a breakdown of what the LTB Show entails, the LTB Show is an acronym for Let's Talk Branding. Let's Talk Branding is an affiliate of Brand with Gbemi, and Brand with Gbemi is a business and personal branding agency founded by me, myself, and I. So here is the second episode of the first season of the LTB Show. And ladies and gentlemen, I won't be doing this episode alone. I'm joined right here in the studio with an amazing guest, and in a short while I'll be introducing my guest on the show today to you, my dear audience. Okay, people, in the first episode we got a whole lot of comments, remarks, and reviews. Many thanks to everyone. In the first episode I stated that if you would love to place an advert on any of our episodes, do well to forward an email to ilovetheltbshow@gmail.com, or still send us a DM on Instagram at the LTB Show. Send us a DM on Instagram at the LTB Show, and we'll be glad to communicate with you, as the LTB Show is a business talk show for business owners by a business owner. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, my guest and I would have the floor. Welcome back to the LTB Show, people. I remain your amazing host, Oluwa Gbemisola, and it is still the second episode of the first season of the LTB Show. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's about time I introduce my guest on the show to you today. My guest on the show today is an actor, an OAP, a content creator, and director. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Gbohunmi David. Hello, Gbohunmi.
Hi, Gbemisola.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on my show.
Anytime.
Finally, we are here.
Yes.
After the reschedule. Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will be reading Gbohunmi's profile, a short profile in a while, and I would like you all to listen up. Okay, so Gbohunmi David is the driving force in the entertainment industry, with a keen eye for compelling narrative and a passion for visual storytelling. Gbohunmi is an actor, OAP, content creator, and director. Gbohunmi holds a degree in theater arts and is dedicated to transforming innovative ideas into impactful visual experiences. He has featured in projects on Prime Video, cinemas, and YouTube. When he's not on set, you can find him exploring nightlife or experimenting with fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, myself and Gbohunmi David will be dissecting the topic business and personal branding. The topic for the second episode of the first season of the LTB Show is business and personal branding. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to state this so clear that I used to be a 9-to-5er. Gbohunmi David, Gbohunmi is laughing. Gbohunmi, why are you laughing? Gbohunmi also used to be a 9-to-5er. And Gbohunmi, here is my first question to you. Right, we're talking about business and personal branding, right? Tell me, how was transitioning and pivoting from, being a 9-to-5er into owning and building a personal brand? How was that for you?
So to be in all honesty, 9-to-5, I knew it was not for me.
Gosh.
I did it just because. So fresh out of uni, fresh out of NYSC, my mom was like, you can't stay at home. And me, I want to do acting, I want to do entertainment, I want to do fashion. She's like, this thing, you don't just say you want to do them, you have to have money.
Absolutely.
Or have somebody, or have your own money of your own. You can't just say, oh, you are going to Lagos. Because we used to live in Port Harcourt.
Oh, I see.
So I made them like, okay, if I can't go and do what I want, I'm not going to go and submit my CV anywhere. I'm not, she's the one that did my CV for me, or I can't remember. Somebody did a CV for me and I sent it to her after a lot of back and forth. Then, I got my first 9-to-5 job. Then, so before I even got my first 9-to-5, I came for the interview and everything. I made sure I did rubbish.
You made sure you did rubbish.
I purposely did the rubbish because I'm like, nah, this is not for me. Then I went to Lagos because I had 3 auditions. I see the 3 auditions. There was no callback. There was nothing. I said, maybe what my mom is, she's the one that people born me. She can't, you understand? Yeah. So I started doing the 9-to-5. I got a hang of it. I was working in public relations and communications department. I learned on the job. Then I also had small knowledge of communications before I started working there. Then after a while, it was not really for me. And I was working in Ibadan.
Okay.
You get. So I started doing a little bit of hosting here and there.
Okay. While doing 9 to 5.
While doing 9 to 5,
amazing.
I started doing hosting. I started acting on the side too.
Wow.
But it was really stressful and difficult because most of the gigs were in Lagos, not Ibadan.
Okay.
So one day I just told myself, and again, 9 to 5 was not becoming very, I don't want to say stressful, it was becoming annoying. It was becoming annoying. Then one day I was like, you know what? I'm no more doing this again. It's time. Let's go to Lagos. I didn't tell my mom. I don't think I told my head of department until when I was submitting my resignation letter. Then moving into Lagos and starting my own personal brand was, it's because I'm still building the brand.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Because we have to keep evolving.
Yeah. So building your own personal brand, you have to at first know that, what do I want?
Absolutely.
What do I want to be perceived as? Absolutely. Who do I want to be perceived as?
Absolutely.
How do I want? Because now it's not a business. It is you.
Absolutely.
You are selling personal yourself.
Brand. Right.
You are selling you.
Right.
So now, how do I want to be perceived? What do I want my brand to be about? What do I want people to, if people hear Gbohunmi, what comes to their mind? So now you have to be sure that, if I want to be there are different archetypes now. If I want to be an outcast, if I want to be like a rebel, that's also a brand. That's also a brand type.
Absolutely.
If you want to be, I want people to know me as a rebel.
Absolutely.
That's where people like Portable come in.
Oh my gosh, we won't be brand naming. Okay.
Yeah. So you just know, my own brand though, because for Gbohunmi now, some people, if you ask some people who is Gbohunmi, they'll tell you, Gbohunmi is a trust fund baby. And there's no trust fund anywhere. I promise you. But because of the way I've branded myself, tell people,
that is
on
how
my
they
show,
perceive
you on my on my radio show every Friday, I tell them, I introduce myself as this trust fund baby. Why? Because I just want people to, because my show is about events in Lagos, happening in Lagos. Just make it cool. Make people know that you can trust me to tell you, go here and you will have fun. And you will have fun.
Okay. That is where the trust, is it trust fund or trust fun?
Trust fun. It's supposed to be trust fun, baby.
Okay.
Like trust fun, baby.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But people hear trust fund.
That's what I perceived.
But I don't. So the thing is, it's not far-fetched, and it also has a good tune to it. So I'm not there going to correct the notion.
Okay.
Go with it. But me, I know I'm saying trust fun, baby. Like trust me, I'm a fun baby.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing, Gbohunmi. Okay, for me, because this session would be more of a conversational session, right? Other than an interview. Okay, so for me, pivoting into owning a personal brand from being a 9-to-5er was quite smooth, right? From the health sector, right, to the corporate sector that we both know about, right, and certifications, trainings. I've always known, right, that 9 to 5, I know I won't be there for so long, but those experiences are really, really important, because I will tell you, Gbohunmi, 9 to 5 experiences stays with you forever. And in my niche, it has really helped me. It's really helped me, it's created an edge for me while pivoting. So everything I do, all my expressions, the 9 to 5, that foundation stays forever. Right.
It's also good because if you have a 9 to 5 background, as a personal brand, communications with other brands, if you're a personal brand, other brands reach out to you that, I want to work with you. The communication is easier.
Because you have that foundation already.
You know how to communicate.
You get
the languages to use.
You get the pros, the cons, and all of those things. So shout out to all 9-to-5ers anyway. So
you're doing a good job. The Lord is with you.
So moving on, Gbohunmi, let's go into the topic of the day, right? Branding. Let us define branding. Gbohunmi, when I started brand with Gbemi, okay, I didn't say this. I have a fashion brand. I started with a fashion brand. I own a fashion brand, foot and body wear line. Then in between, I started other expressions. So now let us define branding. When I started brand with Gbemi, somebody called me. I've not heard from this person in a very long while. So the person called me and told me, Gbemi, I do branding too. In my head, I was like, okay, I've not heard from you in a long while and you're calling, right? So to cut the whole story short, when this person started talking about branding, it was all misconceptions. There's been a whole lot of misconceptions around branding. What people perceive branding to be is, okay, when you talk about branding, it's about it's brand identity, right? Basically. But people misinterpret it to be, the logos, the designs, the packaging, and all of that. And that is just an aspect of branding. It is not branding in its wholeness, right? So Gbohunmi, tell us, right, ruling out all misconceptions, what is branding? I know you've talked about a little, talking about perception, but basically give us the definition of branding.
To me, branding is perception,
Absolutely.
how people see you,
Absolutely.
how people see your business, how people see what you do, the entirety of your brand.
Absolutely.
That is what I think branding is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is what branding is. All those misconceptions flying here and there that you get from your coaches, I beg, just cancel them out. Right?
Already.
Right. But I'll be reading a few stuff from my notes here. So, branding is the strategic process of creating a unique identity and reputation for a business, product, service, or an individual. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about business and personal branding, right? So branding is the strategic process of creating a unique identity and reputation for a business, product, service, or an individual. Branding is also the perpetual process of identifying, creating, and managing the cumulative assets and actions that shape the perception of a brand in the minds of the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, all branding is about is perception. Basically perception. But Gbohunmi, do you want to throw more light on that?
Not really. You said it all. Like
Basically,
the unique, yeah. You said it all.
All right. Okay, so moving ahead, let us really break down business and personal branding. Right. So can you tell us the differences between a business brand and a personal brand? And you can state examples, but we are not brand naming.
Yeah.
You can state examples. You can talk about their categories. You can talk about the industry, the sector, but we are not really pinpointing a brand.
Okay, so I feel the definition is in its name already.
Absolutely.
Personal brand has to do with an individual,
Absolutely.
a human being, one person.
Absolutely.
You can be a group, let me say like a choir now. You can, but now personal brand has to do with one person. Who is Gbohunmi? Who is Gbemi?
Absolutely.
Who is, now you said you have a fashion brand.
That is business.
That is business.
Absolutely.
That is your business.
Absolutely.
If you sell, let me say you sell water, you sell clothes, you sell bags, you sell shoes, you are into anything business is different. Even corporate world too. That's
Absolutely.
like, I believe that's a business.
Yeah.
That's banking sector, that's a business.
Absolutely.
Hospitals, that's a business.
Absolutely.
So that's a business brand. The way you want your company to be perceived, the way your company does things, that's where business branding comes in. But personal branding has to do with an entity, a human being, one person. It can be a musician. How does this musician present himself or herself? How does this human being present him or
herself, right?
That is where personal branding comes in.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you, Gbohunmi. Ladies and gentlemen, and that is it. Okay, but I would also like to throw more light on that. Okay, so personal branding is the deliberate process of shaping. Gbohunmi has said it all, right? So all this I'm saying is just actually more explanations, right? So personal branding is the deliberate process of shaping and promoting one's public perception, right? And it entails your unique skills, your value, your experiences, right? To establish authority and differentiate you from other brands, right? As well as build trust in the minds of your target audience. Gbohunmi, I would like to really talk more about this target audience. But before that, let me also define business branding, right? So business branding is the process of creating a unique, memorable identity for your business, for your enterprise, for your company, right? And this includes brand name, visual designs, core values to shape how your clients, your consumers, your customers perceive you and distinguish your brand, your business, your company from other competitors, right?